This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Well, from our new television and radio home in the Acuff House on the Opry Plaza in Nashville, Tennessee, happy 4th of July. Hey, we're pretty sharp. We're going to work on a holiday so we can have a 3-day weekend. Didn't take us long to catch on, did it, Kelly Sutton?
I don't know who did that, but I thank them.
But you actually have to work tonight.
I do have to.
You got the biggest gig in town we'll tell you about, but from the Behind the Airwaves WSM exhibit in the Acuff House, where you can discover the radio home of the Opry and all this rich WSM history. We had our archivists on yesterday to talk about it, and we'll continue to do that. But you can also take a tour in the days ahead. We'll be letting you know more about that. So what you working on this morning early?
Well, I went into our entertainment mode, and I found some great stories to share with everybody. What country stars are going to be doing on the 4th, so stay tuned for that. Another story that I found was Warren Zeiders telling us about a 4th of July holiday where his dad was actually kind of a hero. So that's a good one.
Does it fall in the category of a headline I saw yesterday? It says, invite your family over for the 4th, not the fire department.
Kind of. Yes. You were on the right track with that, for sure.
I felt something there as you said it.
But I think, and we have a really great story about Toby Keith and what they're doing in his hometown this 4th of July.
Oh.
But my favorite story this morning, Miranda Lambert, there was a fight in the middle of her song, and she stopped everything. And then she did a PSA on her social media, the songs you're allowed to fight to at a Miranda Lambert concert per Miranda Lambert. So stay tuned. I'll tell you what that is, in case you were making plans.
Well, and also in our museum exhibit, as we were sitting down this morning, this is the first time I've seen this. There's a little poster at one time in the marketing department that said, bringing famous songs and good entertainment to your fireside.
Well, that's us.
Yes.
Okay.
So fire up the fireplace on this 4th of July. And I've got more on the history of the 4th of July. Things are not as we remember, perhaps, historically.
What do you mean?
Well,
didn't they just sign the document and then we went outside and lit some stuff on fire? Or
August 2nd, keep that in mind. We may get another holiday out of this deal if I can have my way with the legislature.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Okay.
Weaseling another holiday out. We can
Do
do
you
that.
have? I want to please hold up for people who are watching on Circle TV. Kelly will be hosting.
This is homework.
Let Freedom Sing tonight.
Yeah.
Our big fireworks celebration in the streets of downtown Nashville along the Cumberland River, and there's your script.
This is my script. Well, and shout out to all of my friends.
How many pages?
I don't know. It's a lot. I see 29, 30, 32 pages. But the wonderful thing is my friend Bona De La Cruz, who works there, and you know her well,
Yep.
She goes through the script and chops it up and laminates it and puts a ring in it so I can't lose it, which I'll probably lose it at some point. But yeah, we are celebrating Let Freedom Sing. It's going to be happening all day, really, in downtown Nashville. They've got a kids zone, the Amazon Kids Zone, where they've got different artists who are playing that are doing kids-specific music. So they've got jump houses and all kinds of fun stuff down there. So you can check that out. And then starting around 5 o'clock, I'll go out on stage and get the party started. I started announcing at that point. Tonight, we've got Yola, who is going to be performing. If you haven't heard her, she's phenomenal and just made her Broadway debut.
Was that where she's been?
In Hadestown. I didn't know this.
How about that?
Which blew my mind. Girl named Tom. And we love them. They've come in before they did their Opry debut. Also tonight, Blessing Offer. I love Blessing. He was he on America's Got Talent? I can't remember which one he was on, but he was on a reality show. But I met him on a plane years ago, and he is just absolutely killing it in CCM, Contemporary Christian. So he's going to be there. And then our headliner tonight is Chris Young. And Chris will be like singing his little heart out. Then we stop down. We go over to Ascend Amphitheater. The Nashville Symphony, the Grammy Award-winning Nashville Symphony, will be there. And we will be setting off fireworks along with, for the very first time ever, a drone show tonight.
Wow.
And the drone show, if you've watched America's Got Talent last month, there were a couple of guys, they won the golden buzzer. That sits them all the way through, right, to the live rounds. And that particular drone show, those guys are the ones doing our show tonight. Over 400 drones will be in the air. Isn't that awesome?
Kelly Sutton's in the big middle of it.
I'll be right down there sweating with all of you.
And I read where John Hancock, who's famous for having signed in big, huge font,
Yes,
if you
yes.
will, his signature on the Declaration of Independence,
Yes.
did so that the king would be able to read his name without putting on his spectacles.
Oh, nice. Okay. Wanted to make a statement.
That's right.
And it was received.
America 1, England 0.
Well, let's talk about what's going on. Country Stars on the 4th. We have Kane Brown, Chris Young, Keith Urban. They are all set to perform on CNN's The 4th in America, which I think is interesting because Chris obviously is going to be here, so that performance must be taped.
Yeah.
Other artists on the bill include BB Rexa, The Killers, The Goo Goo Dolls, T-Pain, Ben Platt. Love Ben Platt. And Boys Like Girls. The show is going to be airing tonight, 7 o'clock on CNN. Now, if you want to watch the fireworks from Nashville and you live here, you can watch it on Channel 2 and Channel 5. They will both be live streaming. And then usually, and I need to double check this, but usually they will also have it on visitmusiccity.com.
Okay.
So visitmusiccity.com is the place that you can go to find out all things that are happening in Nashville. Okay, Warren Zeiders. This is quite the story. So Warren was talking about the 4th of July, and one 4th of July memory that came up from him was when fireworks almost landed on him and his family. He said, when I talk about the 4th of July, it reminds me of a time that a firework actually headed straight for me and my family. We were at a family function when I was growing up. You know what was going on. They were at the family reunion, and his uncle got up and said, "Hey, watch this." And then he said, "My dad stood in front of me and my sister and my mom to protect us in hopes that we didn't get hit."
Incoming!
He said, "We were fine. It was a crazy story." And of course, Warren's going to be out playing all kinds of festivals throughout the summer. He's next slated to be up in Ontario.
Good routing.
Good routing for you, man. It's 100 degrees down here. So kudos to your team for saying, you know what? Heat of July. Canada looks really, really good right now. On the music front, he has a new song that includes Relapse and Betrayal. And he was telling me about this. The last time I talked to him, I said, you had Pretty Little Poison. That went to number 1. And I said, what follows that? And he goes, well, what follows in a relationship? Relapse. So he gets back with her, and then betrayal. And I'm like, oh, you're writing a trilogy.
Oh, when does Gunplay come out?
I think that's going to be toward the end, followed by arrest and booking.
Yes, right. and then there's the funeral.
Some things go down. Okay, country music legend known for his support of the United States, of course, was Toby Keith.
Yes.
Loved Toby, and we miss him every day. I started looking at some of the songs he had courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, American Soldier, Made in America. And in fact, his daughter Crystal recently said Independence Day might be the hardest holiday for her because it meant so much to him. And I could see that. I mean, all of that wrapped up into one and then missing your dad. So what they're going to do this year in his hometown is all of their fireworks will be set to Toby's music.
Oh, how about that?
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So yeah, his daughter.
So we've got
Crystal
the
said
symphony.
that. Yeah, we've got.
And
the
they got
symphony.
Toby.
And they got Toby.
Okay.
They'll be playing Toby Keith music, and they're synchronizing all their fireworks to that. That is in his hometown in Oklahoma. So very, very cool, and a nice nod to the fact that we are missing Toby Keith on this 4th of July. Okay, one more story for you. This was my favorite when I saw it last night. I was like, well, you know what? You mess around, you're going to find out. Miranda Lambert on stage. She looks out into the crowd. She's doing her song Tin Man. And Tin Man is this beautiful ballad. In fact, I've heard her do it with just a guitar, and it is just one of those pin drop moments.
Oh, absolutely.
Gorgeous song, beautiful lyrics, very heartfelt. So she's in the middle of Tin Man, and she looks out, and there are 2 women in a fight in the middle of her concert.
Girl fight!
She stops the concert and she screams, "What are y'all doing over there? Are y'all fighting? Don't make me come down there."
Oh, that's my favorite part of the story. Don't make me come down there.
Don't make me
wear
come
somebody's
down there.
head out.
And then she said she's going to go East Texas red on all their butts, which I don't know what that means, but it sounds a little scary.
East Texas redneck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So
Okay.
the following day, she posted a video. I think we have it for you. Hopefully we do. And hopefully you're not going to hear too many curse words. But here's Miranda Lambert telling you which songs you're able to fight to at her next concert.
If you want to fight at my shows, I'm all about it. Give them hell. I got 5 songs for you. Fastest Girl in Town, Kerosene, Little Red Wagon, Wranglers, Gunpowder and Lead.
So it's
set list and choose one.
It's a 5-round championship fight, apparently.
Right. When she said that, I was like, that is so very true. Gunpowder and Lead, Fastest Girl in Town, Little Red Wagon, Wranglers, and I forgot what the other one was, but she's like, these are your 5. If you want to go after each other, do it during one of these songs. Don't do it during 10 Man.
Coffee, country, and Cody.
Yeah.
Post-traumatic stress is a human condition. It doesn't just happen to veterans. It happens to people when they go through stressful situations. And if I can get through the things that I've gone through, losing a limb and overcoming depression and thoughts of suicide and substance abuse and everything else, you can do it. And that's why I feel like it's important for me to continue to tell my story and share what Wounded Warrior Project has helped me accomplish.
Hey, watch an encore Opry Live this weekend, this 4th of July weekend, this Saturday the 6th at 8 o'clock Central Time. That was Sal Gonzalez from the Wounded Warrior Project. He's been in studio with us, not only on behalf of Wounded Warriors, helping make Opry Live possible this weekend, but also as an artist. And in the early days, I think 6 years, a doorman at the Bluebird Cafe.
I don't think I remember
You don't
that
remember
part
that the
of
last
his
time he was
story.
in? I didn't know it either.
No.
And I saw it somewhere and I asked him. That's what he said. But it's Vince Gill, Paul Franklin together. That tribute to Ray Price will be a big part of it. Of course, they did Bakersfield about a decade ago. Lucas Nelson and Megan Maroney, Opry Live, 8 o'clock Central this 4th of July weekend, Saturday night.
Oh, speaking of Bakersfield, more on that story about the Crystal Palace possibly going up for sale. Of course, that is the legendary home of Buck Owens, and we'll find out more about that. And I'm telling you more about which songs you can fight to on this 4th of July. So if you're looking for the playlist, I'll make it for you, and with some help from Miranda Lambert. That's coming up in just a little bit.
I also have our second president, John Adams, in the early days, what he wrote in his diaries, how he thought we should celebrate the 4th of July. Said, this is the way we should celebrate the 4th of July.
Okay.
Pomp and parade with shows, games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires, and illuminations from one end of this continent to the other, from this time forward, forevermore.
Yeah.
Yeah? You're up for that? That's kind of what you're in the big middle of tonight with Let Freedom Sing.
Yeah, you're right. I hope there's no gunplay, but everything else sounds great.
The first one in Philadelphia in 1777 was celebrated, concluded with 13 rockets on the Commons. The city was beautifully illuminated. Everything was conducted with the greatest order and decorum, and the face of joy and gladness was universal.
Nice.
That's what the newspaper read, the Virginia Gazette, the next morning.
Did they have banana pudding?
And
No.
I think that coleslaw's bad. I think it's been out too long.
Yeah, it's too warm. Don't
And
eat
both
that.
John Adams and Thomas Jefferson passed away on the 4th of July.
I didn't realize that.
And it was not recognized as a national holiday until 1870,
Really?
nearly 100 years later.
Very interesting. Well, we're going to be celebrating tonight, downtown Nashville. Y'all, come on down. If you're here local and you want to watch it, Channel 2, Channel 5, we'll both be carrying it. Also, visit musiccity.com for all the information. 400 drones will be there. Sky Elements is the name of the group doing the drone show. They were on America's Got Talent about a month ago, and they got the golden buzzer. And they did an entire drone show, and it ended with Simon Cowell's face done in drones. Really cool. So this is the first year that we've ever had drones a part of the show. It is all choreographed to our Grammy award-winning Nashville Symphony. I mean, truly, it is next level. I am so honored that I get to be a part of it. I get to come out and introduce all of our friends that are coming on stage. Mayor Freddie O'Connell will be there. He's not DJing this time.
Oh.
He's just coming out to say hi. And also Operation Song is a part of this. Very cool program where they have hit songwriters that team up with veterans and then they write a song together. It's a part of their treatment. It's a part of, PTSD and getting through that by song. And tonight we have a song that has been written through Operation Song that will be performed to start us.
Well, Freddie O'Connell and Kelly Sutton should come out on the chorus of Famous Friends and do a sing-along with Chris Young.
Oh, I could.
That's what I'm feeling.
You
You guys are
it can
famous
happen.
in this town.
Sure.
And you're friends of Chris Young's.
And Freddie's dad came to see us.
He's a songwriter.
He's a songwriter.
The mayor's daddy is a songwriter.
Of course he is.
Only in Nashville.
Only in Nashville. That's exactly right. So the lineup tonight is absolutely stellar. We've got Yola, Girl Named Tom, Blessing Offer, and then Chris Young will be wrapping it all up. It's going to be a great night here in Music City. So looking forward to that. Okay, if you are flying and you are among the 45% of Americans who are getting on a plane sometime this weekend as a holiday weekend, here are the most unreliable airports. The one that you really want to avoid is Colorado's Aspen-Pitkin County Airport. Now, I've not been to Aspen. I don't know much about it, but I can tell you if it's a small town airport, it's probably going to be riddled with delays and other problems.
Well, that's high-end stuff. That's the celebrity world you're talking about there.
Yeah.
So a lot of private jets, and that probably explains it.
So really what they're looking at is number of cancellations and delays. So 6.41 cancellations per 100 departures. Well, that's not a very good one. And 6,500 departures there between January 2023 and January 2024 were delayed around 22 minutes apiece.
Well,
yeah.
It takes the Howells a bit to get ready. Sometimes they run late.
Lovey. Okay. Second least reliable, Santa Fe. Oh, yeah. In New Mexico. If you're going to New Mexico, good luck. Don't go to Santa Fe. They said delayed an average of 14 minutes, but Google reviews also said it's stressful and unsafe.
That's what I'm looking for at an airport.
Third, I'm sorry about this one, Annie. Newark. Annie's giving it a thumbs down. She likes flying into Newark. But Newark Liberty International Airport in New Jersey, for every 100 reviews, 1.2 tagged the airport as stressful and also unsafe. The major hub was delayed around 15 minutes for each one of their flights. Fourth was Tyler Pounds Regional Airport in Texas. They cancel a lot of their flights down there in Texas, and they're about 10 minutes late every time they get on. And rounding out the top five, to no one's surprise, is Chicago Midway. They said this one, not good. 14 minutes is about the delay time on them, and 2 out of every 100 flights is just canceled.
So no LAX.
No.
No Chicago O'Hare.
And no Atlanta.
Yeah, well, yeah,
I thought
absolutely.
Atlanta would be in the top 5. But I think, Nashville Airport is really one of our favorites. And I know that we're here and we say that. But now with the expansion and how it looks, and it's fantastic. And you can hear live music. So if you're coming into Nashville, welcome to Music City. We like to welcome you with some live music at Tootsie's. And also the biggest Old Red is located inside the airport.
Speaking of Old Red, the celebration at Old Red downtown for the 4th of July.
Yeah.
You got the title?
No.
Think about it. Old Red.
White and blue.
Thank you.
Oh.
Blake Shelton's a genius.
Who did that?
He's a marketing genius.
He didn't have anything to do with that. Are you kidding? I love you, Blake, but we both know you had nothing to do with that at all. At all. Also, KUZZ, one of my favorite radio stations if you're on the West Coast, they might be changing homes because the Crystal Palace that was owned by Buck Owens for years may be going up for sale. The Owens family just said, the rising cost of trying to keep it the way that Buck would have wanted it is forcing us to find a new owner, but they still want to keep it intact as a venue and have people come through and play there. So hopefully it'll stay that way.
Garth and Trisha got engaged there too, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I don't think they got married there, but they got engaged there.
That's pretty cool.
Kelly Sutton Entertainment, this 4th of July from the Acuff House on the Opry Plaza. I'm Bill Cody. Back to wrap it up in a moment. In closing on the 4th of July, the words of Irma Bombeck come to mind, with family picnics where kids throw frisbees, the potato salad gets iffy, and the flies die from happiness. You may think you've overeaten, but people, it is patriotism.
Oh,
I love and miss her.
That feels right. That feels right. We'll be back on Monday in our studio.
We will be in the permanent location here in the Acuff House that we've had in mind all along, and our WSM exhibit has been home this week. Thank you for joining us. Thanks to Jeff Roberts, to Annie Nye, Charlie Mattos, Eric Markham, Joel Wilson, who didn't come in today.
That's all right.
And then you, Betsy Ross, tonight downtown for Let Freedom Sing.
I'll be just up there sewing my little heart out on the stage.
I'm Bill Cody, and to my grandmother's memory, Thelma Vinola Stroud, a 4th of July day.